to my window. Come on inside. Wait by the...
Hello, Joan. I figured I could just send you a video instead of a letter, and this is my confession, part 1. There is no number 34 Rathbone Road. Once there was, but it went years ago when a bomb fell on it in the war. And it left it ruined. What was left of it remained standing for years, and I remember it being bulldozed. The land was brought by the people in the houses on each side. Dulcie's house and Dickie's house took in half each. Their gardens are bigger than the others in the road. There has been no family at number 34 since 1941, and goodness knows who they were. I made it all up. Joan's family, Charles, Sarah, Simon. It was the family I wished was mine. No Sarah ever rang to ask my help from Oxford. I did go to Oxford one day to an imaginary Sarah. She occupied my old room, and I went to see it. Then I wandered around the colleges. There was no Dr. Gauntlet. I don't know where I manufactured him. I did call in my old tutor, Mabel Pye, but I was much too difficult for her, I'm afraid. I just took the train home. There was no Perd, there was no Tom Hopkin, though I wish there had been. Perhaps he was a wrath of my beloved Henry of long ago. And no, there was no, this last one, the jogger who goes trotting about, Miss Ingham's croupier. At least I suppose he is real, but he never climbed through my window to make love to me. And there was no dog, no second dog, only my own dog, mine and Henry's. There was no Simon doing demon laughter in the church. The letters I wrote to Joan I never posted. After the first few, and goodness knows where those went. I never put my addresses on the back. They're probably mystifying foreign embassies here and there. But the rest of the letters are in my desk, or just tossed about the house. I think I've told you everything. I'll burn them now. They're pretty sick. I nearly drowned a baby today. It's alright. It's true. That really did happen. I nearly killed a baby. It won't happen again. Henry came back. We talked to each other, and I'm righted now. Well, everything else is true. That's to say, if everyone in the road is true except for at number 34. Miss Ingham, Gargaries, Bernard, and Lola, although I made that daughter up. The Baxter and Lady Nat, Angela was real. So was Bella and all the unmarried mother bit, and the Shrines, and the chaplain, and the Penrums. Nick Fish, well, of course he's true. Vanessa and the children, and the missing Granny and Baglida. Couldn't have made her up. There's no story in her at all. Oh, and Pixie Leak and the creative writing class are all real. It's cold. I began to lose the baby about 4 months of pregnancy. It was over 20 years ago. I was 31. Henry was away without me, though neither were very happy about it then. He was far away in India. I called in Dr. St. Thomas. He said that there was nothing he could do. It's much better that these things should go away. You know, I said, we've been trying for years. He said, such a shame. I said, should I go to the hospital, stay in bed? He said, well, you could stay in bed or get up. Results will be the same. Are you alone in the house? I said, yes. He said, well, never mind. 10 days later, he called, and I was still creeping about the house bleeding. And I called the receptionist, and she said that there was no bed available. Joan, this is my confession, part 2. Across the road was my haunt, number 34. the garden of the ruined house. For a year or so, I felt as though it was mine. Virginia Creeper had grown up over most of its walls. It was turning blood red that October, and sending long, pretty fingers over the windows. There was even still some furniture in the runs. In a glass room to the side, a ballroom in Victorian times. I'm not making this up. There are still houses with ballrooms. And oh, I loved the garden. It was very wild beyond in the sunshine, in the dell of their own. There was a row of broken beehives. One was surrounded by mounds of dead black bees. They're like currents. A new swarm had taken over that hive and was clearing out old comb, purifying and singing. I had become miserable in my bed with my aching back. The ache kept coming and going. The road was still, and I went across the road. The terrace round at the back was sunny and warm. I looked into the deserted rooms, the ghostly ballroom. I imagined them out on the terrace in the dust, drinking cocktails. Laughter. I walked from the terrace down the lawn. I passed the summer house. I come to the apple trees. Little crimson apples, very hard and bitter, very pretty. I held tight first to one tree, then another, and I thought, I suppose this couldn't be it. Nobody had told me that even as early as 4 months, you could go into labor. I had thought it would be a quick thing. Then it was over. In the end, it was quick. Or, at any rate, it was partly over because the thing I had voided with its little hands was still joined on to me. I lay sweat and sweaty, and out from behind the beehive there came an old tortoise, walking straight towards me. They're not slow, not at all. It came fast, very steady on its legs, obscene legs, sharp claws. It lifted its head in the air and it had an old man, mean little mouth, black pinhead eyes up on its toes, and it came. So I got scared and I tried to kick it. I tried to kick it away, but it came on and the bees buzzed in the luminous migraine dahlias. And I passed out and I left my front door across the road. And in the end, in the early evening, I think, somebody found me. Henry flew home. He couldn't have been kinder. I think he and the doctor had a consultation, but I did not ask. I believe that I read fetuses are sold for research. I heard that doctors say that mine was perfect. I should have asked. I should have been asked. They didn't tell me what sex it was. I didn't ask that either. I still don't know. I've never told anyone about the tortoise. They're harmless creatures. They're herbivores, I think. I've never dare found out. It was the claws, yet I do not know it was nobody's fault. It was the slightest thing compared with what our ancestors. It was life.
These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say, my chick on the side says she got one on the way. These are my confessions. Man, I'm thrown and I don't know what to do. I guess I gotta keep part 2 of mine.
Hello, Joan. I thought I'd just write you a letter. Fuck me in the dick.
Like, stop.